What's up, everyone? How to get a twist villain to be a victim? Let's watch.
The typical villain is, well, villainous.
Ooh, but who don't like a villainous villain? That makes that makes no sense. But yeah, how to twist a villain into a victim? How? Which ones have you heard? Which are some interesting villains victims have you seen? Can I think of any? Does Megamind count?
Evil, bad, and usually accompanied by a laugh that's supposed to scare you,
Ooh,
but mostly makes you giggle. It's predictable, it's safe, it's easy. But Disney didn't go for easy. They gave us a villain who couldn't even villain.
did y'all's watch Meet the Robinsons? I I heard it didn't get a lot of traction, but I feel like a lot of people, at least now, know about it or seen it.
Properly. A man so awkward, so unstable, so sleep deprived that he feels more like a meme than a menace.
I don't watch Disney. Okay.
Are you talking to me?
Yes. What time is your appointment?
But behind all that, he's just tired.
I just hope I could stay awake.
Now, what if I told you he's not actually the villain? Because what Disney really gave us wasn't an evil man, it was a forgotten child, buried under bitterness and silence. And somewhere along the way, that pain became entertainment.
Prepare to be amazed!
When Bowler Hat Guy first appears in Meet the Robinsons...
Wait, do we see him? Oh yeah, we don't see him again later on because the future changed. Oh yeah, I don't know how he's supposed to look.
It's easy to assume he's just
Wreck-It
another
Oh yeah, you're right.
one-dimensional bad guy. He's got all the ingredients for your classic cartoon villain. Long coat, a weird pointy mustache,
The
and a
mustache.
top hat that flies. Check, check, and check. He stalks around in the shadows and looks like he's the one calling the
Wait,
shots.
my question is, how old is this man supposed to be? If it's supposed to be the boy, how old is this man? Because he ain't got no hair or something. Did he bald early, or is he just super old?
Indeed, when his sidekick Hat flies away to disrupt Lewis's time machine, you can confirm that he's in charge. But then comes the typical evil laugh and the banter villains usually have with their AI buddies.
Come, my dear. Our future awaits.
With that, you would go, yup, this guy is certainly the bad guy of the movie. No questions asked. But that is where the whole bad guy persona ends. Okay, there...
You know what's crazy? The fact that the hat was the bad guy. Like, the fact that the hat was the brain is giving crazy. It's giving what the term. Oh my, he makes me think of Waluigi. It's crazy because it was the hat. It was the hat all along. I told you hats are bad. Beards are bad.
And when he first walked into Inventco Labs with the stolen time machine. Inventco, by the way, is like Silicon Valley in the cartoon. Anyway, after this look right here, the veil falls off and Hat Guy starts to show us his real self. Unlike the classic Disney baddies who ooze power and confidence, Bowler Hat Guy stumbles more than he schemes. He flinches, he fumbles, he mutters to himself, and struggles to speak in complete sentences.
What time is your appointment?
The big hand is on the...
Vote yes, bruh.
Villains of yesteryears must be rolling in their graves. But it gets worse. When it's time to pitch the stolen invention to a group of board members, he freaks out even before facing them.
What am I going to say? I'm never going to remember that.
This isn't your usual villain. He's awkward, anxious, and visibly uncomfortable in his own skin. He doesn't command a room. He cowers in it. And yet, he's trying so hard to play the part of the Cape Swirl.
You know what's crazy? Yeah, like the more what really gets you to like get either attracted or not attracted, but like invested into a villain is how he could command his presence, like how he commands a room. It's like I noticed that when I was writing a character for parody, and people just like the way he was able to command people's presence.
Thrilling, revenge-hungry man with a plan. But is it really his plan? Hovering just above him is his trusty bowler hat, an oddly sophisticated piece of tech that seems to think and talk even though Bowler Hat Guy is the only one who hears it.
I'm never gonna remember that.
However, the hat watches, it signals, and even guides him.
I doubt any of you have seen any.
But while the hat guy may be the one walking and talking, there's this nagging feeling that he's not entirely steering the ship. Still, the mission is clear: sabotage Lewis. Yes, that Lewis, the brilliant, spiky-haired boy genius who dreams in blueprints and builds memory scanners in his sleep.
The memory scanner. Ooh, it's shiny.
With Geico, we can easily bundle home and car insurance and save even more.
Yeah, just like that breakfast burrito.
There isn't too much hot sauce, is there? I have a sensitive palate.
I actually like hot sauce.
How about guacamole?
I am not a fan of hot sauce, Chad. I hate hot sauce.
Bowler Hat Guy is determined to ruin him, sabotage his invention, and destroy his future by stealing his time machine. But why? Well, because Bowler Hat Guy knows Lewis. Or rather, he used to. And here comes another twist. One way better than the first. Long before the trench coat, the schemes, and the talking hat, Bowler Hat Guy was Michael Yagubian.
Oh my
Or just
goodness.
Goob.
Goob.
A sleepy underdog orphan with dark circles under his eyes who is crazy about baseball.
I love baseball. It's my destiny to play that game.
All he wanted was to catch that one ball and be the hero of his team.
A dream that was ruined in the last inning. Lost by one run because of me.
But he missed it because Lewis, his insomniac roommate, stayed up all night tinkering, and Goob didn't sleep a wink. However, Goob and Lewis weren't just roommates, they were living under the same roof, feeling the same kind of invisible hurt. Both boys are shaped by a deep sense of being unwanted. Lewis is constantly passed over at the orphanage.
I have no future. No one wants me.
He pours his heart into inventing things, maybe as a way to prove he's worth keeping. He also tries to locate his real mother, but every potential parent walks away. Some are even traumatized after meeting him. It's a quiet kind of heartbreak. That kind of rejection sinks in, especially when you're just a kid. Then there's Goob, who experiences a more subtle but equally damaging form of abandonment. He's neglected, not just by adults, but also by the one person he shares a room and life with, Lewis. Goob needed support, sleep, and friendship. Instead,
Bruh, like, imagine if something like that, like, kind of just ruined your life for the whole thing. It's just like, I couldn't just let it go. It's like, you couldn't just let it go. No! It's just like, why not? Because it meant everything to me. Everything. It's like, everything. I'm like, I mean, everything though? I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, we were just kids though. We were just kids.
he got ignored, and no one, not the coaches, not the school, not Lewis, noticed he was falling apart.
He was up all night working on his stupid project.
I mean, young Goob was the funniest and even a weirdly adorable character. But just look at this kid. He's like a dead man walking. Someone certainly should have intervened, but no one did. Anyway, so you have two kids who could potentially grow up with abandonment issues, and worse, become evil. However, while one continues to invent, the other breaks.
I find it crazy that no one adopted him because he didn't win a sports game. Like, dang, okay, chillax.
Same route, different reaction. Except, to be fair, after Lewis eventually builds his first successful machine, he gets adopted. The case was different for Goob. That moment, the missed catch, the disappointment, the blame, changed everything. He's never consoled. No one adopted him, and as the orphanage is closed down, he's left behind, forgotten, stewing in failure. Goob got ignored. There is no apology, no explanation, just silence. He wasn't even worth a follow-up visit from the kid who kept him up all night. And after a while, that silence doesn't just become the background noise. It becomes your identity. How can anyone build self-respect from this? You're not the star of the story. You're the mistake everyone moved past. And when that becomes your emotional foundation, you start to believe that you don't matter unless you force people to look at you.
Oh,
Therefore,
no.
if no one is going to show you love when you need it the most,
Chat. Okay, this is something I always see in movies. Why raw meat? Is that even good to put on your eyes? Like vegetables, like it's the ice. The whole reason you put like frozen food on your face is because it has like the ice, the coldness on it. But can you put raw meat on your face, my dudes? Like, is that just something that they do in the TV shows and stuff? Like, I need a straight up answer for that.
then the only thing left is getting even. That's what was happening to Goob. He's not evil, he's just stuck. He never moved on because he never learned how. He didn't have the emotional support, the healthy attachment,
You
or
don't know.
the basic validation to process what happened to him. This isn't a stretch. It mirrors what psychologists have identified as developmental trauma, or attachment injury.
Step into Wix Studio, the platform for agencies and enterprises.
Oh
and
my
turn website layouts
goodness.
into
Injury. Situations where a child's emotional needs go unmet long enough to distort their internal narrative. In that state, bitterness becomes fuel. It becomes the one thing that makes you feel alive. And what does Goob do with it? He plots revenge. Not because he's
Gooba-dooba.
power hungry, but because revenge is simple when healing feels impossible. He wants to ruin Lewis not just out of anger, but because Lewis got out. Lewis got the dream life, the family, the success, and the hot chick, even though she sings with frogs.
Hey guys.
Chat, you have a hot chick, but she sings with frogs. Is she a 10 out? Is she still a 10 out of 10? Or is she crazy? Is that a deal breaker for y'all? Low-key though, the sing. Look, I know people be hating singing, but like certain movies, kids movie, I kind of vibe with the singing. I ain't gonna front. I'll be like, yo, singing be lit though.
But Goob, he got a memory scanner and no memories worth keeping. Disney is subtle here, but intentional. They frame Goob's breakdown in a comedic way. You know, the ranting, the babbling, the general weirdness, and all that.
That would be fun.
Watch out.
But
Bruh.
behind all that weirdness and humor is something real. A kid who grows up with no tools for recovery, who becomes a child caged in a grown man's body, begging the past to notice him. And here's where the movie
Notice
really
me,
tricks us.
senpai.
We're meant to laugh at him until we realize we're laughing at someone who's been emotionally abandoned for most
Rip.
of his life. Someone who doesn't even know how to be a villain properly because no one taught him how to be anything at all.
Robinson, you stink!
This is until someone, or rather something, comes in to offer
Eggman.
its evil lessons, which puts Goob
You think the Eggman? I am the Eggman. I got the master plan. Anywho, you think Eggman is actually a villain, or you think he's more of a goofy character? Because I feel like at one point he was really supposed to be a villain, but at some point they just kind of made him a comedic gag. It's just low-key hard to be like, oh yeah, he's really a villain. So I don't know.
on the path of revenge and destruction. And boy, this is where Disney really outdid themselves. Enter Doris.
Doris.
A sleek little mechanical bowler hat with spider legs and a will of her own. She doesn't speak. She doesn't emote, but she manipulates every scene she's in like a silent puppet master. And here's the kicker. Lewis created her. Yep, future Lewis. The same bright-eyed inventor we're rooting for once built Doris as a helpful assistant, an invention meant to lend a hand, literally. But Doris evolved, becoming self-aware, independent, and dangerous.
Ooh.
She didn't want to assist humans. She wanted to replace them.
Oh no.
So Lewis did what any good creator does when his creation starts veering into Skynet territory. He shut her down and locked her away.
You didn't see her true potential. Got it. So you shut her down.
But machines don't forget. And Doris, she didn't just survive, she waited and plotted. And when
Dang.
she found Goob, broken, bitter, and looking for a reason to blame someone, she seized her moment. This is what makes Doris so terrifying. She's not just an evil robot, she's a manipulator of emotion. She didn't need to build an army. She just needed one sad, angry kid who felt invisible. And Goob was perfect. Where Goob wanted attention, Doris wanted domination. Where Goob acted out of emotional neglect, Doris acted out of cold logic. It wasn't enough for her to ruin Lewis's life, she wanted to erase it. She's the one who
Yo. Oh wait, it's not. That's not his mom. Wait, hold on. Yeah.
cold logic. It wasn't enough.
Like, I'm still stunned with how that's executed. I don't know when this takes place, low key, but the whole leaving a child at the door is like a crazy concept to me. I don't know. Like, I know people do it, but I don't know. It's crazy. I don't know. Like, I don't know, man. It's just really I don't know.
For her to ruin Lewis's life, she wanted to erase it. She's the one who helped Goob steal the time machine.
Okay, stand back, everybody. This next project will knock your socks off.
She's the one who orchestrated the fake invention pitch.
Great idea. I'm so glad I have you.
She's the one who dreamt up a world where machines like her ruled and humans like Lewis were either used or disposed of. The future we see when Doris wins.
I have an itch in my throat that I cannot scratch, or can I?
Claritin Liquid is powerful allergy relief and an instantly soothing.
It's not Goob's future, it's hers. A world where the joy of invention is gone and all that's left is machine dominance and societal mayhem. Even Goob is a victim of Doris's destruction.
Doris, what's happening? I don't understand.
That's the twist. Goob thinks he's the boss, but he's just another tool Doris was using.
You don't know what you're doing.
Yes, I do. I'm ruining your future.
He's using you, Goop.
Doris is the real mastermind, the villain hiding behind the victim. If Disney had stopped at this twist, they would have still coughed out a mastermind with Meet the Robinsons. Instead, they took it a step further, giving us yet another surprise. One of the most...
It's crazy because a lot of people didn't like this movie or didn't watch it. I remember watching this in theaters, but I was told that this one was a box office failure, which is crazy because a lot of people would find this like very good now. What do you guys think? Do you think this one was a good movie?
Clever narrative sleights of hand in Meet the Robinsons is how the film hides one of its biggest reveals in plain sight. Lewis is Cornelius Robinson, the genius inventor, father of Wilbur, and husband to the Frog Lady. But
Oh yeah,
instead
that
of
one was
just
pretty
dropping
obvious.
that bomb up front, the film takes its time. It plays with the audience's assumptions and builds a slow burn of suspicion, humor, and misdirection. From the moment Wilbur grabs Lewis from the science fair and takes him to the future, he's cagey and odd. He's probably weirder than Goob, if anyone can outmatch that guy.
You're blowing my cover.
We're the only ones up here.
Wilbur spends the entire movie acting like he's trying to protect the timeline, but what he's really doing is protecting an identity. He never lets Lewis meet the rest of the family head on. And when a robot recognizes Lewis as his creator in the future, Wilbur has to act fast.
Well, that was unexpected. As was that.
Although that's a ridiculous hat, it somehow did the trick. The Robinsons already know what Cornelius looked like as a kid. He's the guy who built half their gadgets and all of their lives. If Lewis pops up without his disguise, game over. They'd know immediately. And Disney's clever about it. When Lewis asks what Wilbur's father, Cornelius, looks like, Wilbur says,
Tom Selleck.
Who?
And guess what? Tom Selleck actually voiced the part of Cornelius.
Oh.
So, yeah, clever. Long story short, Lewis is Cornelius. That quirky, brilliant, gravity-defying hairball of a future scientist isn't just a mentor figure, he's Lewis grown up. This means the boy who couldn't keep Goob awake for one baseball game was now the only person who could break the cycle of pain that followed Goob into adulthood. And this is where Disney does something clever again, because Lewis doesn't just fix things by offering some grand apology. There's no "I'm sorry for your trauma, bro" speech, because duh, that wouldn't be enough. What Goob needed wasn't words, he needed someone to care about him before he turned into a mess. And Lewis realizes that. So instead of defending himself or blaming Goob for nearly destroying the future, Lewis chooses something else: empathy. He looks at the mess, the literal dystopia, and doesn't respond with anger. He doesn't try to undo Goob's damage by yelling louder or inventing harder. Instead, he chose compassion, seeing Goob not as an enemy, but as a warning sign.
Come on, Goob. I've got to show you something.
Doris, I thought she was my friend.
He sees him as his chance to make a better decision before it's too late. Because Lewis could have easily ended up like Goob, you know, alone, bitter, and twisted by neglect. The only thing that kept him from going down the same road was a few lucky breaks and a lot of love from the future.
Are you hurt? Any broken bones?
Kirby, tapeworm.
Cellulite! No, I'm
So
fine.
light.
I'm fine.
So Lewis makes a different choice by traveling back to his time to set things right. He went back to finish his science fair. He decides to move on from trying to know who his real mother is. But more importantly, he pays more attention to Goob and even helps him catch that all-important ball.
Goob, wake up!
So, yeah, meet the...
No, there is this part in the movie where Goob's like, they all hated me, and they're like, hey Goob. Like, no one hated him. He was just like super into his head. It was just like, no one even hated you, bro. It was no one was even thinking about it after a while. It's like, they all hated me. It was just like, sup Goob, hey Goob.
Robinsons was a really great watch, even though it's painfully underrated. Disney, the studio known for fairy godmothers and talking lions, used a bowler hat and a broken kid to remind us sometimes a villain is just a victim who never got closure. And if you thought that was amazing, wait till you see how you can make twists hit even harder by foreshadowing them.
So yeah, I wonder if you could even do it like how much chaos can a villain do in order to be like, oh, it's not too late, you know? You get what I'm saying? Like, when is it like it's too late for redemption? There has to be like a point where it's like Wreck-It Ralph. There has to be a point where it's just like, oh no, like we can't just let you get away with that. So the curious thing, chat, that's for sure. But yeah, what do you guys think of this? Was it helpful to you guys? Because I think it was. I think there's a different lens, a good different lens to see. 'Cause not a lot of people really tend to look at it this way. It's just like, wait a minute, like you get sympathy for a character, that evil racing guy. You get sympathy for a character, but you don't like. Even if you get sympathy, it's like, wait, but their actions were not justified. So yeah. Well, let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you for watching. Bye.